everybody, and welcome to my first official herping outing of 2022. It's April 9th, and yesterday we got quite a cold snap, and I got down to below freezing last night, so I'm hoping that doesn't hurt me too much today. I'm hoping some snakes will be up near the surface still. I was supposed to get up to around 60 today, so hopefully some things will be basking under rocks. Tomorrow is supposed to get up in the mid-70s, so I've got this afternoon and tomorrow to try to find my target species, which is going to be the variable ground snake. This is a species that I haven't found here in my home state of Missouri yet. I have seen them in Kansas, southern Kansas, but I know they call them, at least the Kansas Herp Atlas calls them either a plains ground snake or a western ground snake, something like that. But I think they're the same species. I should have done more research on that. They might be a different subspecies. But regardless, I need to find one in Missouri. That's going to be my goal this weekend. And I had some friends that were supposed to meet me. They'll remain nameless, but they ended up bailing on me. You know who you are. But I decided to just go fly solo anyway and give it a shot. So let's go see what happens. Not seeing a lot in the way of snakes yet, but I have seen quite a few lizards. This is a 6-lined race runner. All right, first snake is a rough earth snake. It's a good sign that some fossorial stuff is up under rocks, and so it encourages me to keep on going. A cool little double flip here. Get these guys before I pick them up. These are two flat-headed snakes, and they're going crazy. I'm just gonna get them put back. I've got a friend. I lifted a rock and he started to run up my leg. Little prairie lizard. Check that flip out. I think I see 1, 2, 3, 4 rough earth snakes right there. Pretty cool. I just wish one of them was a ground snake. Okay, another double flip here. These guys are flat-headed snakes. I was pretty sure they were without looking at the pink belly, but it confirms that's what they are. Pretty cool. Alright, I know it's super windy, hope you can hear me. But I just found something significant. At least I found an eastern collared lizard, and actually this is the second one I've seen. I saw a nice bright green male. I lifted a rock and it shot out and went into the crack of another rock that I couldn't lift, so I don't know, I'll wait a while and see if maybe that one comes back out. But these are my first two collared lizards in Missouri. I've seen tons of them in Kansas, but I hadn't seen one here in Missouri yet, so that's pretty significant for me and I think pretty cool. Okay, I'm trying to block the wind with my body, but I just found another Missouri first for me. This is a Great Plains rat snake. They are not nearly as common here as they are in Kansas, where I've seen a lot of them. And I've got to say, this is the nicest looking one I've ever seen. Nicer looking than the ones in Kansas. It looks more like a corn snake than the ones in Kansas. They just seem to be a little bit duller brown. This thing must have just shed. It's very, very vibrant. I'll try to get it set down and get a better look at it sitting still. But well, there is a nice green male collared lizard, like I mentioned before. Probably can't get too close to him. That's a beautiful lizard though. So this guy won't sit still. I believe it's a dark-sided salamander. I gotta keep him in my hand here. Either that or a long-tailed. Anyway, not what I expected to see on the glade here, but I'll put him back under the rock. Check this flip out. Another dark-sided salamander right down there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rough earth snakes. They're taking off all over the place now. It's something. Well, I will never complain about a milk snake, even if it's not my intended target. I'm actually quite surprised it took me this long to find one. I'm almost to the end of the day on day 2, or at least to the time of day when I need to get heading home. Seems the glades up closer to my house I can certainly do better numbers wise, and I think even better with the Lampropeltis. I haven't seen any speckled kings, and this is the first milk, which is just a little bit surprising to me. But maybe it has to do with the cold a couple nights ago, getting below freezing. Now with the warm day, maybe stuff's coming up closer to the surface slowly, but... All right, one more side of this guy. He's got a little bit of scarring on his back, but looks in pretty good shape otherwise. Oh, he's getting curious. What are you doing? All right, it is the next weekend now. We were out looking for mushrooms and having no luck, so we found this little glade area, and I said, let's flip some rocks and see if we can find some snakes. And I told her, just probably about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, we'll probably find a milk snake, because these are milk snaky rocks.
Yeah, I said, this seems like a milk snaky area. And there we go. This is an area that I've never found one before, so pretty awesome. It's always fun. I was just telling my daughter it's always nice when it's a little bit cooler out. It's only probably about 50, maybe in the low 50s today. It's always nice when it's a little cooler, and they do better at sitting still for photos for you. Take a look at his belly real quick. Pretty standard. Look at all these rough earth snakes under one small rock. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
There's so many.
I count 13 heads.
Wow.
That is awesome. Wow.
You're so excited.
All right, it's now 2 weeks after when I first started this video, and the milk snake that I found on the weekend in between was at a place closer to home, but I decided to try again for a ground snake and come back down to kind of the general area where I started the video. It's a little bit different spot, but same type of habitat. So I'm gonna try to be doing a lot of flipping today. Probably won't get many flip clips because when you're flipping so many rocks, it just gets tiring. And I forgot my GoPro, so I don't have that. It gets tiring trying to film them with your phone. But I'm just gonna look as hard as I can, see if I can find a ground snake, and I'll show you anything else I find. There's been a few of those guys crossing the roads already this morning. This guy, because I'm on a dirt road that nobody's on, I was able to just let him cross in front of me, and he's booking it. All right, hope you can hear me because of the wind. So far today, it's been a ringneck fest, a couple of rough earth snakes, and I think one worm snake. Now I finally got something significant. Nice coachwhip. I'm trying to block the wind with my body. I don't know if it's working. But saw this nice coachwhip just out on the crawl. Had to chase him a little bit. He went under a log, and I was able to chase him out and grab him. Nice pink on the belly a little bit. Tail is got that kind of a little bit of a golden speckling. Coachwhips come a lot nicer than this in Missouri, but this is the first one I've ever gotten in hand in the state of Missouri, which is pretty cool. I saw one last year but was unable to grab it. But I'm pretty pleased about that. Still trying to get him to pose for pictures. He's calm when he's in my hand, but as soon as I try to put him down, he wants to take off. We'll see if we can work with him a little bit. Okay. Well, the coachwhips that I've worked with in Kansas have been much easier to pose for pictures than this guy, but I think I finally got a few. It's been quite a while I've been working with him. Got a nice tail. Anyway, time to let him go. do your coachwhip thing. Well, there it is. That's what I've been looking for. Variable ground snake. Coming. Oh, is that awesome or what? Beautiful. This is exactly the color phase I wanted to see. The reason I call them variable is because they come in so many color phases. The ones that I saw in Kansas were much more drab than this. It's got that nice orange stripe down the back, nice yellow side and belly, and it's got the black bands. It's just awesome. Alright, this guy has really been a booger to try to photograph. Well, not sit still for anything, but oh well, I don't want to stress him out too bad. I'm going to put him back under his rock. An amazing little snake. And here's number 2. Give him the sunlight there. Very nice. This one actually was just a little bit more cooperative. Still pretty herky-jerky, but I think I might have got a few good shots. Under there. There's 2 6-line race runners sharing a rock. That's pretty neat. Check out that pretty guy. Another collared lizard, like I saw 2 weeks ago. Interesting that this guy's letting me get so close to him. It's awesome. Just found number 3. He's trying to go under that little rock. This one has been the easiest of the 3 to get to sit still. Sitting there nice in the sunlight. I got some sun shots and some shade shots. We'll see which ones come out better. Pretty happy about that. This rock had a rough earth snake and 2 6-line race runners. Pretty cool triple flip. I'm seeing a lot of both of those in double digits in earth snakes and race runners. Well, I moved to a slightly different area. It's not quite so much open glade, and it's not even a place that I planned on coming. I just happened to see it while I was driving around. My car is right back there. I haven't even walked very far. And looky here. First milk of the weekend down here. This is day 2 now. Just a little guy. And immediately, as soon as I got in here, I thought, this feels more milky than the glades I was at looking for the ground snakes. Doesn't mean there couldn't be ground snakes here too, but I just hadn't been seeing any lamps out there. I love it when they have the kind of thick black borders on the blotches there. There's a place, an area a little closer to where I live that tends to produce milks like that too, and with the deeper red blotches. Pretty cool to see them like that down here. Hey, slimy salamander. I think it's the first one of those I've seen this year. I've seen quite a few other salamanders. I don't know if I've shown any of these on this trip yet or not, or I should say even within the last 3 weeks. You've seen plenty of them on my channel before if you watch regularly. I see a lot of them, but western worm snake. Look at this sight. Let's pick this rock up. One flat-headed snake is kind of wedged in that crevice. They're copulating, and the other's trying to get away down into the bottom of the rock. I'm gonna have to be very careful on how I approach this situation. Actually, it looks like he's pulling the other one out with him. The other one's about to let go. Very interesting. Alright, well this might be the last snake of this video. It's a little Nerodia. This is actually a Midland water snake. The ones I see up by me are Northerns. And the Midlands just tend to be a little prettier, in my estimation at least. Really nice color in this guy. I'm actually on my way home. I decided to stop and poke around this creek a little bit just to see if I could see a cottonmouth. Something else I don't get to see up by where I live. And I just don't herp in their range too often, so I like to see them when I get a chance. But hey, nice little baby Midland water snake. Just decided to cruise a back road on the way home, hoping for a pygmy rattlesnake. It's not a pygmy rattlesnake, but at least it's a snake. Just a little juvenile black rat snake, western rat snake. He's got some nice vivid pattern to him, and he's actually, well, it might be last year's baby. Actually fairly long. Yeah. Yeah, he's last year's baby for sure. But looking good and healthy. Very healthy. Look at this big old boy. This thing is thick. Nice thick black rat snake. I'm gonna need you to come back out here, but sorry. Yeah, he's not gonna be too happy with me. Man, he's looking kind of rough. You've had a rough go of it, haven't you? Man, nice and thick. Oh. All right. Okay, here's a little bonus footage for you. I got home from my weekend trip. My daughter said it's so nice out because a storm came through and she wanted to come down to the park. I said, okay, let's go look for salamanders. And there's a dark-sided salamander right there. Seen a couple of these. Man, I'm having a hard time getting a picture of them, but still fun to see. A few of these guys out.